And welcome to another show of Don't Get This Twisted. This is Rob along with Tina. Hi, Tina.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, you know, recording for our Saturdays because we're making them up and giving them a bonus.
Right.
This will be a bonus episode.
Because God forbid we get sick and not doing for a week.
Yeah, nah, we're good.
Yeah.
I thought it would just be interesting to pop a couple out, and
we're good.
You know, we're good, and we're gonna do our best to do one on Wednesday as well. So we're, as long as everyone's healthy and not dying.
Yeah, no more dying.
No more dying. No more dying, because the resurrection thing's so hard.
It is. It kicks your ass.
It kicks your ass. It kicks your ass getting better. It really does.
It does. I have no energy right now, and I'm like, okay, put on a good face, like you got this. But I notice that even like breathing right now is tiring. Yes.
So we're gonna knock another one out for our fans out there, and
yeah.
and you know, all these other countries. England's like been really good to us.
Nice.
And India. We had one in India again. So maybe we're
a new
either
place
not
too that you told me. New Guinea. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'm thinking that it must be military people in some of these countries.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they must be on a base somewhere, and they're just looking up podcasts, and we come across. So I'm thinking, who knows?
Whatever it is, it's kind of cool. New Guinea is not a place you think you'd get somebody listening.
And again, England's cool because I think that, you know, we're definitely popping off there, which is really nice. So
good.
So if you're in England and you're listening, keep sharing, because we're kind of hitting all over England.
Nice.
It's not just London. It's spread out to many cities in England, which is kind of cool.
Right on.
So make sure to check out our socials, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Twitters, and YouTube soon. There'll be at least some clips, because we're going to get a social media guru, because me and Tina were talking that we need someone to help us and maybe even do that TikTok thing.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. That's in our game plan for the new year.
There you go.
Maybe we'll have to bring the person to interview them at Gigi's.
She'd love that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like sit her down and be like, so we have an idea.
Yeah, let's see what she does.
That's what we should do. You should just bring her for lunch, and then we'll corner her. and be like,
that's how you get what you want out of her.
guess what you're doing now.
We need you.
Yeah. We'll be like, hey there, we need your help. So we'll see. So today, since it's the show after our last one, and speaking of being alone, you know, well, I thought this would be an interesting one, because I saw an ad, and I want to say it was on Instagram, about man-made diamonds. And, you know, obviously we're in the shopping season,
mm-hmm.
With Black Friday being, you know, right there, that man-made rings, and these rings, I clicked on it just for shits, because I wanted to kind of take a look. And these ones weren't expensive rings. I want to say they were really cool looking. Like some of them had skulls and cool shit on them. But these were man-made diamonds, and I want to say it was an engagement ring, and it was probably only like $250 or $300. And I was like, oh, fuck, is there a market for that? Because everyone I know that if you brought a man-made diamond, or what would you consider a fake diamond to ask someone to be married, they would have killed you when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just no way. So I looked up a couple of other, I just typed in man-made diamonds because I wanted to see what the quality out there is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was utterly shocked.
Why is
about how good they looked and how real they looked. And they're setting them in like real, like
Metals.
platinum settings,
right.
or, higher end settings, where I think I saw one, it was a 2-carat ring, a 2-carat center with, I forgot how, like another half or full carat ensemble with other shit on it. And I want to say in a platinum setting, it was like $3,900.
Wow.
But do you know what that would cost in a jewelry store? A 2-carat stone, first of all. And I want to say that the clarity was like super high in these things because they're man-made, so they can fix any issues with them. A 2-carat stone would be, $8,000.
Yeah. Just
the stone. So I started thinking, and I threw it out to another male friend and was like, hey, what would your wife say if she found out that the diamond ring you gave her was not real? And of course, he's in our age bracket. And he was like, she would fucking kill me. Like, because of finding out, I think was more the thing of the issue, because it would be like, you would have to tell him up front. So what do you think these days? Do you think more people would be okay with a man-made diamond and it's more about the symbolism? Or do you think most women would still be hard pressed on a real diamond?
I think that women would still be more hard pressed. Like if you're going to get married, I think they're like, no, you need to put the money in. Because even the wedding is like, put the money in. Like, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And everything's so over the top that I think that most women would have a problem. Me being on the far end of that, I've already done that. I had a really beautiful ring and then it was stolen. And then I got an even more beautiful ring and it's now sitting in a jewelry box and I'm not able to wear it at all because we're getting divorced. So I look at things a little bit different now. And I think that I don't think I care as much as I used to. I think I care more about how the person would treat me. What are we doing together? Than I care about what I'm wearing on my finger, because when I'm working, I can't wear anything anyway. It gets in my way. I work with my hands. So to me, when I had it, I didn't wear it anyway. So I have to look at what value did I really place in it to begin with if I didn't even wear it. So I just don't care. I don't think that you... I don't think that that's where you should put the value for a relationship. But it's taken me to this age to get to that point where I could say that, because I don't think I was before. I think my ex would have had it so much more easier had he met me now than when he did. Because I'm on a different, totally different place.
Sure. I think, like for men, kind of the same thing with men's rings. I wouldn't say that men don't care, but I think it's different. Mostly if you work in a work industry where you're working with your hands, where my first ring was white gold and I worked in a warehouse and it got fucked up. And I mean, like beyond all recognition. I still own it somewhere. It's in a drawer. Cause I want my kid to have it when I'm long dead. Just to kind of show, there was something between him and his mom, but it was bad. So the second ring I got, because both of us got 2 rings before we were divorced as well, I ended up getting a tungsten ring.
A what?
A tungsten. It's a type of metal.
Okay.
It's incredibly hard to scratch. And I mean, incredibly hard to scratch.
Nice.
The only problem with them is you can't ever resize them because you can't solder them together.
Okay.
So don't lose weight or gain weight because
I do that so much.
Because you'll be getting a new ring.
Yeah.
So But so I don't think it's as much of a big deal. And I heard the new thing is silicone rings for dudes. Literally, they're just rubber. So then, if anything ever happens and you get your ring stuck, it's literally just a piece of silicone and they cut it off with a pair of scissors. The last industry I was in, as an alarm technician, you're working with high voltage sometimes, power. Yeah. And that was one of the things that I was told right away is like, you'll ground, it'll burn your fucking hand, like literally. So, but on the flip side, I think women, I was kind of lucky. I think, I bought my ex-wife a nice ring, but she didn't like big gaudy rings. Mm-hmm. So like that was her taste. She wanted a nice ring and blah, blah, blah. But I think she probably would have been okay with a man-made diamond, only because I don't think that she held that in such regard. The ring meant something, obviously, but it meant what the relationship was about. It was about that, bond. It was a bonding thing more than it was like, oh, look at my ring. Because I don't think that's what it was ever about. And I think that when you look at the past, and I mean the far, far past, so I'm talking like 1300s past, it was a wedding band. Mm-hmm. The girl just wore a band. Yeah. Because they didn't understand how to make settings in that time period. Blacksmiths weren't.
They weren't worried about that.
And they just weren't that good at it. It just wasn't something. They were making swords and things for horses, but they did make a wedding band and they would cast it, and they weren't good at it. So the wedding band was around for hundreds of years, until people got better at making bands and stones. And they have found rings from older time periods that had stones in them. It just wasn't very common. It was, and then of course the English with the queens and all that, they got into serious work with diamonds and stones. But I just found it interesting today that I saw several ads. And of course, we live in a world, if you click on one, you're going to get 20 about the same thing. Mm-hmm. But there were several of these manufacturers that were making having man-made stones. Then I saw something that really kind of shocked me, and it was Zales. Not to plug them, but a real jewelry store that actually was touting that they had man-made stones. So I think that maybe, because I think younger people don't care. I think it's or care less. I shouldn't say don't care. Care less about, because look, how many people of that younger generation don't have houses full of shit either. Yeah. That they like the minimum amount of things just to do their stuff. So I think a big gaudy ring that costs $15,000 is the last thing that they're worried about. Yeah. And you said something beforehand, mostly with blood diamonds and what it takes to get these stones, that man-made stones are probably going to rise up and be more of a thing.
I would hope so, especially the ones that are being mined like that. Like, that just, what people have to do to get them, is it really worth it to have something pretty on your finger that you leave in a windowsill when you're washing dishes, or when you leave on your dresser when you are going outside and gardening? Like, you leave it alone a lot. So to have like something that expensive lying around, it's kind of smart to not make it so expensive. But I remember my ex saying, I want your ring to look like this because it shows where I'm at with my career. And that was another part. And I was like, I never thought about that. Like, I didn't think it was, but he's like, yeah, when somebody I work with looks at your hand, they don't want to see a tiny ring or and I was like, Rob, I didn't think to care like that. Like, that wasn't the point. But I get it.
So I typed into that interweb because I always like to have a couple of things that I can throw back on. CNN Business did a story on it in April of this year. Why lab-grown diamond sales are surging. I'm pretty shocked that I didn't know this, but so they're subsequently less, about 73% cheaper than a natural diamond of the same size. So that's significantly huge. Like, when you're thinking about being able to get a nice ring with a large stone, 73% cheaper.
That's really good because what we paid for the first ring, I don't know what we paid for because it was a surprise. But then we were robbed and that ring was stolen. So, we had a replacement one, and like just seeing how much it was, I was like, wow, that's a big deal. And we were talking too, like they say that your ring should be like 3 months' salary. And I remember my ex going, bullshit, that's not happening. Like, that's not happening. Yeah. You won't be able to, lift your arm. And why do you need something that big? And he had 100 things to say. I thought it was pretty funny.
So on here, some girl, they interviewed some lady. She got a 1 carat round man-made diamond engagement ring for $2,318.
That's crazy.
If it was a real diamond, it would have cost $8,700.
Wow.
So that's, huge, huge, huge. And this article also says that because I guess a lot of diamonds obviously come out of Africa, but I guess a lot of them come out of Russia and the Ukraine.
Okay.
And now that there's a war going over there, they said that diamond prices are going to skyrocket.
If they haven't already.
So Russia, let's see, 28% of the global diamonds come out of Russia. So yeah, that's. And then it says among minimalists and Gen Z, they're eco-conscious. So that's another reason why man-made diamonds or lab-grown diamonds are starting to become a thing, because they give a shit about the what it takes to actually get these diamonds out of the ground.
Well, if you think about it, back in my parents' day, it was like you need to have a whole set of china. When I got married, my mom was like, are you going to register for that stuff? I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with it? Your shit sits in the top of all these cupboards. And I don't think I've seen it other than to wash it and put it back up in the container things you have for it and store it back in the kitchen. And then when the earthquake hit and stuff started falling out of it, like, we didn't use it once. I don't know if they did before they got married, but we didn't use it the whole time I was around. So maybe things need to change. Maybe it's okay to not make it such a huge freaking problem for the man, because it seems like the man's the one that's got to come up with all the money for all this crap. Maybe it's better to put your finances and your money elsewhere.
Yeah. And I think mostly if you're getting a great product, I think that's the other thing.
Yeah.
When we grew up, there was the cubic zirconium. And if you don't know what that is, listener, look it up. It was kind of the first, and I don't even want to say that it was lab grown. It was literally like a piece of plastic that it was nice for the time. And look, a lot of people out there got tricked with cubic zirconium. So they weren't like, horribly done. But the newer ones, at least the ones that I've seen either pictures or videos of, these lab grown diamonds, they look amazing and they look real. Now, the article also says that currently 7% of diamonds in the market are man-made, but that's up
70%.
7%.
Oh, 7%.
But that's up from 3% in 2020. So in 2 years, it jumped 4%.
Wow. It kind of doubled.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I mean, that's obviously showing that, that there's a market for this type of diamond. And it says some of the major jewelry retailers are driving the effort to make man-made diamonds mainstream. And places like I said, Signet, which is the largest jewelry company in the United States. They own Zales. They own, now get this, tell me that they don't have well, you haven't heard, you don't know who they are, and I'll tell you why. So Signet, the largest jewelry company in the United States, owns Zales, Kay Jewelers, and Jared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, called out the popularity of lab diamonds in March earnings with, they said that this is what it's the fastest growing category in jewelry.
Really?
Yeah, which makes sense because if they can give you a good product at a significantly larger price or a larger discount, and I guarantee you that $2,300 ring that they man-made still has 1,000% markup on it.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it because the jewelry, they have huge, amounts of profit in them.
It's true.
But so obviously this is a market that is jumping.
I had no idea. I don't know where I've been that I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like, and I just typed in, the rise of man-made diamonds, and there's lots of things on here, and it's a growing market. Obviously, it's showing. I think that our generation, and maybe the one behind us, will be the last of the has to have a big diamond, has to be a diamond, it has to be real, it has to be this, it has to be that. I think it's just going to become a thing of the relationship maybe meaning a little bit more than the actual cost of the ring.
Right.
There's always going to be a ring, and there's always going to be a symbol of that marriage or that relationship. But I think the man-made diamond or the smaller stone, because I've seen a lot of women too that don't have these monstrous rings, and I don't know if that's because of cost or whatever, but I think everyone doesn't want this fucking gaudy ring on their finger that someone wants to hack off. You become a target, first of all.
That's true.
And like you said, like, where you don't, if you don't wear it, 50% of the time or 60% of the time, what does it matter? You might as well just have a wedding band on and go with that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend that I worked with many, many, many years ago, like 10 years ago, maybe even more. She had 2 rings. She had a ring that they actually used during the ceremony and that she kept and wore for special occasions only, and then put in a safe because it was so big and shiny that they were scared to wear it out.
That's where you shouldn't buy. If you're afraid to wear it, you shouldn't buy something that damn big.
Yeah.
That's just pretentious, like too pretentious.
Exactly. And I thought it even then, and like I said, this was like the late 90s, early 2000s. So 20 something years ago. I was shocked. I was just like, and in my head, I'm like, what a fucking waste. Mm-hmm. Like, you have this beautiful ring that you're never going to wear because you're afraid it's going to get stolen from you. Why not just get a smaller ring that's just as nice that you feel comfortable wearing in public, where, you're not afraid to get robbed every 5 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't know. And I don't know about you, and I don't know because obviously guys don't wear rings with these big settings and stones. Is it difficult with clothes and hair and doing things around the house? And were you always scared of getting it?
No.
Of breaking it?
No, I was not scared. I had a handmade ring, so I didn't worry about breaking it or Right. I worried about losing it when I took it off. I worried about when I lost weight and it was too big. I worried about that, but I made sure that I got a type of style where I could wear it and not worry about banging it. It did get caught in everybody's hair. Yeah, kind of. I hit it several times and kind of messed up my finger. But it wasn't so big. I think it was a little bit over a carat, the one that we finally got. It just the main diamond, and then I don't know what else was in the other. I can't remember, like a 1.5 carats maybe. Beautiful ring, detailed all the way around. So when you go to get it sized, like it takes work. It's not just a solder and put it back together sort of thing. So and I did lose a lot of weight, and it always was spinning around my finger, and I felt bad that we always had to do things so that I could wear it. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was beautiful and I loved it, but I don't think it had the same meaning for my ex versus me. And now that I look back, I was like, wow, was that really anything that should have been important? Or I don't know. Like, growing up, nobody told me that I was allowed to have my own opinion. Like, you go with the opinion of what you're supposed to do, what your parents did, whatever was going on. So I think for me, I kind of went with popular opinion because nobody ever asked me, well, what do you personally think? I didn't even think to have those type of thoughts at the time. This is just the way things are done. This is how it was done for generations. Don't rock the boat, So I wish I had thought a little bit more about things, because I know we would have done things different. Like, nobody needs a $35,000+ marriage, or not marriage, but wedding. I had a badass wedding. It was a huge party, but you know what? That party would have been just as fun. Instead of in the country club, it would have been just as fun in our backyard and probably saved us about $30,000.
Exactly.
So why was that important? The party, I always said the party was important to me, but you're only supposed to get married once. And I did go into it thinking I was only going to get married once. I bought into that completely, but that's not the case. And now I was like, wow, that was a lot of money. We worked really hard to pay for all of that year. We didn't get money from our parents. We did it ourselves. So had I really had somebody say, is this what is really important to you? I guess at the time it was, because I had never been married. Now it's not at all. Now it's like, let's run away to Vegas. I'll even get married by Elvis. That would be kind of fun, right? It's different. Yeah. It's not different. So many people have done it, but it's different than what I've been through. It's going to save a shit ton of money. And really, is that what's important? Is the marriage certificate important? It's not. Are you going to be there when you're sick? Yeah. When you're sick, or when it matters, just whenever it matters, are you going to be the one that's there? I think we didn't put the significance in the right place of what was important.
Right. No, and I think that too, like my wedding, my ex-wife had already been married. So I got married in Vegas. Yeah. I literally got married in front of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. That's it. Wow. Yeah.
We had 250 people.
Yeah. Mine was more about getting married because I wanted to have a child, and there was a bunch of other things involved in that. Now, we had the reception at my brother's house with a lot of fucking people there. Yeah. But it was literally me and my ex-wife did all the planning, had music, all that stuff was all done by us. And it still didn't cost that much because it was this family. We had barbecues and we did our own, we did everything. But I think at the end of the day, like everyone wants that storybook wedding, or, most women want the storybook wedding. Let's put it that way. I don't think many men give a shit. And that's just me.
I'd agree with that completely. And I don't think it's the storybook wedding. I think for me, it was like the storybook love. That like, I don't know, that for me meant something.
No, but I think that that's part of the storybook wedding.
Yeah.
There's something about, grandiose, big wedding, big dress, long train, like, and I'm putting it in, again, I like to use the bell curve on everything that we talk about on this show. There's tons of women who give two shits and will get married on a beach with a sundress on. There's always going to be the outliers,
to the rule.
The exceptions to the rule. Lots of people like a big wedding where they get taken down and they're in front of everyone, a big dress. I get it, because we've been told through stories and through movies for so long that that's what is supposed to happen.
That's what shows how important you are to your mate also. Correct. Yeah.
Now, in my case, if I would get married again,
ooh.
if like there's big ifs. But see, I'd have to find someone who also had the same sense of humor as me. I would get married in a tuxedo t-shirt with a pair of shorts on the sand with
Why
no
do
shoes.
I see that?
In a second, and be just as happy and just as in love. But I'd also have to have a mate who was like, yeah, I'm totally down for that shit, in a white sundress in front, because it's about the symbol of what you're getting married for. Mm-hmm. The whole bullshit of doing it in front of people with this fucking $25,000 dress on and everyone in tuxedos is great. And if that's your thing, more power to you. But I don't think it's a must. The must should be on the front end, and it means something, and the reason you're getting married, than to make the show of it. Because the show lasts a day, and
then it's over.
And then you have pictures. And look, pictures are great. I'm a photographer. I went to my buddy's house a couple of days ago for Thanksgiving. Awesome. He still has his wedding pictures on the wall. And they're amazing, and they're canvas. And as a photographer, please print your pictures. Stop this bullshit watching them on your monitor. It's horrible. Print things, because printings last forever. They'll be on a wall, and they're beautiful and they're pretty.
Yeah, but then you're stuck with it forever, having to move, having to
doesn't matter.
Paint around, paint over,
take them off,
take them
off, paint them.
Yeah,
paint over.
I'm kind of good with not doing that too.
Yeah, no, I get you. But like for me, that's really all it is. Yes, you're trying to preserve that one moment in time that is a special moment, but I don't think it has to be this big grandiose fucking occasion. But I'm also a different cat when it comes to a lot of other things.
But I think it's also different because you've also done it.
Yeah, but I did it in Vegas.
Yeah, like, but you did it. You still once you have the experience, you have the experience. Like it just is what it is. I don't think I could top.
I guess so. You're right.
I was glad that I did it because my grandfather was there, my grandmother, my mom and dad were there. Now the only one left is my dad. So I got to dance with my grandfather and my grandmother. I got to dance with my mom. I look back at my wedding pictures now because I got to keep those in the divorce because he just didn't care. And I look back and I see all the people that were there that aren't alive anymore. So for that part, I'm so blessed that I got them that day on that dance floor with me, looking as beautiful as they were going to look, and got to have that experience with them. I don't know how much was for them versus how much of it was for us. Looking back, I probably didn't put my priorities in the right space because I don't think my husband needed 250 people to be okay with getting married, you know?
Sure.
But my daughter and we went running with it. It was so much fun. But now I think about it, I was like, how important really was that to me personally? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't stop to think, but I think that's what you do when you're young and you make stupid mistakes and you don't think about, you know, what's it going to feel like 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line? Like,
oh yeah, no, for sure.
do you care if you have a diamond? Do you know, I guess if you have kids and you're going to stay married forever and you want to pass down something, having a real ring is, you know, probably a good idea. I don't know. But shit, first of all, let's talk about why I'd want to get married again. I could love somebody and not get married. Mm-hmm. So I don't need a ring. I could buy anything I need for myself. That's the start of where I'm at now. But if somebody wanted to give me a ring because they wanted to give me something, mm-hmm. whatever they gave me, I think would be fine. I just don't need all kinds of crap anymore.
No, I hear you. I think that again, look, I'm all up for, if you want a ring, great. Does it have to be real? I have my things with that. I think it's nonsense. It's about what it looks like and what it means. I talked to a lot of girls over the many years of being alive, and I used to throw out you should be able to give the little, well, in our day, you had a little twisty thing that was on bread. They didn't have the little clicker thing that's on there now. But I was like, you should just be able to put a twist tie on your finger and it mean the same thing. And I had women who were like, are you insane? No way. And I was like, yeah, then you don't give a shit. You're looking at it for the wrong reason.
Well, when you're young, you look at it as that's the value that your partner is placing on you, mm-hmm. which is such bullshit, but you're taught that. You know, I think in society,
again, like
you're
I said,
taught
Hollywood.
that. So what do you do?
Yeah, because how many movies have you seen where like the girl gets the ring and she's showing her 20 friends? And they're like,
how many situations was I where everybody was like, let me see your ring. And I'm like, why? You're not wearing it. Like, mm-hmm. What do you need my hand for?
Yeah. They're like, can I see your ring? It's like,
why?
Sure.
And I felt judged. I did. I felt judged. I'm like, wait, you're taking all the fun out of this. Like,
because at the end of the day,
is it too small? Is it this? Why do you even have those questions? But yeah, I remember going through that.
Because you can't win either way.
That's true.
For one person, it's too big, and for one person, it's too small.
That's what I say about perspective. Like, you have to be able to look for yourself, and is that important? And mm-hmm. and not look at what everybody else is looking at. Look at what you're looking at.
I'm thinking that it would be cool. Maybe not all the time, because I think that if I would get married again, obviously I would get a ring with a stone in it, and somewhat traditional, because I like that. But it would be a man-made stone now. I would never get a real diamond anymore because I just think it's nonsense. But I think I would like to get a twisty tie, right? Twist it into how I would see a ring, and then have a gold ring made out of that, or
that
it look like that.
That would be kind of cool.
You know what I mean? Like, because it is what it means. And if you're with somebody who you truly love and truly have these utter amounts of feelings for, wearing that 90% of the time would be just as well as the engagement ring or the ring that you would wear daily.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of romantic shit too, where like, I want somebody that literally when I wake up in the morning, no matter how they are, no matter what they've gone through the night before, I want to be with them.
Yeah.
I saw a great meme and I forgot. And again, I'm paraphrasing, but I think this is what it said. It said, don't be with the person that you want to be with on a Saturday night. Be with the person that you want to be with Monday morning.
Mm.
And I thought that is totally the reality of a real relationship. The Monday morning that you're going back to work and you've had a great weekend, but you're running behind, you're tired, you have a new baby and because a Monday morning can be the worst fucking morning in the world. Mostly if you have several kids.
Unless you're married to a hairdresser who doesn't get up early on a Monday morning because they don't work.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't have hard Mondays.
But just think that if you had the normal bell curve person, 3 kids, a couple of teenagers, one small one, both of you work, you're getting up on a Monday morning, you're getting your kids fed, they're got to get them up. The one teenager doesn't want to get out of fucking bed. You're rattling their cage. You're doing this. And you look down at your finger and you got the twist tie ring on and you realize that it's okay because the other person who's wearing the ring is right there next to you in the foxhole, getting the kids ready, doing this and getting that. There has to be something more to the ring than just the ring. And that's why I think that a real diamond and a man-made diamond or a fake diamond, it's all the fucking same.
Yeah.
It's you better have the footprint of what the ring means way before you put it on the finger of the person you're with. And that's vice versa. If you're a woman and you're deciding to get married, and when you put those rings on each other in front of 250 people or the one priest on the beach who's doing your shit because you're going to both walk away from it and not tell any of your friends, it's got to, the base of that needs to mean something. So to me, real diamonds are awesome. If that's your thing, go pay the fucking money. If not, pay 73% less and get it one that looks kind of real and you know,
don't say anything
and tell all your friends. No, that's one thing I will say though. Don't cheat yourself by not telling your mate that it's not real. That has to be a thing as well. You both have to go, what do we care? It's a pretty ring. If you're good with it, let's go with that. If you're good with a real diamond, but smaller and it makes you sleep better at night, I'll get you that ring. But don't think that's the only thing that's going to keep that relationship together is the pretty ring on your finger. Because it's not. It's the front end. It's a Lamborghini with a Pinto engine.
If that, because I remember when I wasn't wearing it, where's your ring? Where's your ring? I'm like, can you ask me something else? Like, if you're going to be pissed or pick a fight, pick it about something else. Like, why does it have to be about the ring? Well, because I spent a shit ton of money on it. And why aren't you wearing it? I got that all the time.
I think in your case, it's hard, though, because like you said, you had to take it off to work.
No, I could have made, if you have something that somebody spent that much money on, you should make the effort. But I didn't see that then. I was too busy living my life, doing my thing. And I didn't make the effort. So like I said, there's always two sides to the story, and you have to be really careful when your mate's a part of that, because that could turn into something that sours a relationship too.
Yeah, because when it's not real, you're like, you lost it? Fuck, we'll just go buy another one.
Well, no. But if it's real, then it's like, put that thing on your finger.
Yeah,
you know, is it on? Why did you drop it down the garbage disposal? Why is it on the windowsill? Why is it in a jewelry box? You left it in the bathroom on the sink, or, oh my God, it was something that never should have been an issue. But it was.
But was.
And it was my fault because I could have done better.
We all could have done better. All of us in every part of life, friendships,
Absolutely.
Relationships, marriages.
Yeah.
I just think that I saw that and I thought, where are we at today mostly with everything being crazy expensive as it already is, where in line do people care now? And obviously doubling in 2 years, people are starting not to care or realize that it's more.
Had you asked me, what do I think about designer clothes and purses? I would have had I'm like, who needs all that shit? So it's just where you put your importance at.
No, for sure. I think priorities is always going to be what your priority is.
Yeah.
So to you, it's this, and to other people, it's that. Some people, my friend down the street from here loves purses. She's got a shit ton of them, and they're expensive. She also has some that aren't expensive because she's just likes purses. So I see both sides of that. Look, the stuff I record on is not cheap because I like a certain thing, but other shit I could care less at. Whatever. Yeah. Like, we're always going to have some kind of weird priority. To me, though, I hope that going forward, diamond thing, at least for the next couple of generations, being divorced and seeing that there's way more things important than that ring. The ring is a symbol of it, but it's a symbol of those things that mean more. Mm-hmm. So, I've met older people that are friends of mine that literally just have a band, a regular gold band. And I asked her, this one lady that I used to work with, and she was like, it's kind of the same thing. She's like, well, at the time we weren't doing well and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why didn't you ever get another one? She's like, because it wasn't important, because the love we shared was. And I was like, all right, more power to you. Like,
yeah, I think more now, to me, it would be not like, because getting married's not important to me either. We've talked about that, but I think more importantly is if somebody wants to get me something, go and pick it out. Like, go and get it and do whatever you want to do. Like, that's where I think I put more importance. It's like, it doesn't have to, don't do the have to be's, do the want to's.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I want more of that.
Perfect. I think that's a great way to end this.
There you go.
Because I think you're right though, because most people don't do that.
No.
Everyone's always trying to knock it out of the park and get the exact thing that they want. Sometimes it is the thought that matters, or the what's behind it. So I think that's a great way to end this, and that go out and get some fake diamonds.
There you go.
Just make sure your mate knows, so she doesn't go and check it somewhere else and then end up coming home and setting your bed on fire. You know what I mean?
Keep lighters away from her.
Yeah, just go look. This is what I think. This is great, and more power to you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, make sure to check out our socials on the old Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and lots coming. Lots and lots coming.
And remember, you can listen to us on Apple, Amazon, iHeart, Google. What am I missing?
Yeah, any of those podcasting ones. Yeah. Amazon.
I think I got that. I'm not
probably.
Sure.
Amazon, Spotify,
Spotify.
Apple.
There you
Spotify.
go.
Spotify. I'm going to work on Spotify too, because you can start putting video on Spotify as well.
Right on. So yes, please follow and subscribe and share with your friends. And thank you, all these countries that are listening to us. Thank you. Reach out to us. Tell us what you want to hear.
I'd love to. Yes. And we're going to have a good Christmas time this year as well. So hope everyone's enjoying their Thanksgiving holiday, because I love 4 days off in a row.
I do too, but I like more that we're past the holiday part. Now we can have fun.
Yeah, well, we still got another big one next month, but yes, past the holiday, and we can relax the rest of it.
There you go.
Except for me, who's been walking way too much with my doggy.
It's never too much.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, guys, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Thanks, Rob.
See you later, Tina. Talk to you later.
All right, bye.